Hi, my name is Dr. Lori Pash, and I am one of the course mentors for ELT. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about Task 2 and how to make your life easier as you work through this particular task. This task is in two different parts. The first part of this task will require you to complete a spelling matrix. I recommend you using the article from your course of study entitled Best Practices for Spelling Instruction. This particular article is located in the spelling section of your course of study. In this article, you will find that it discusses 4 strategies very explicitly, and it also discusses each portion of the matrix that you need to fill out. Besides the 4 things that they discuss explicitly, for example, the right same method is one of them, there are other ones that they touch on a little bit. Use one of those or find another strategy from your course of study for the 5th one. A little tip about the matrix: in the last column, it asks you how you would adapt the strategy for a specific group of students. Please be specific as to the adaptation you would make for that targeted population. For example, you would say, if I have a hearing impaired child in my classroom, I would seat them closer to the teacher. Okay, that is a specific adaptation for a specific population of students. The second part of this task requires you to complete a lesson plan. You are going to be using the WGU template. There are a couple parts to this lesson plan. You are going to be teaching a rule and an exception. For example, let's say you're teaching the I before E except after C rule. You need to teach this rule explicitly in your lesson plan. So you will say I before E except after C, and teach that part. You are also going to have to teach the exception to the rule. In my particular example, the exception is unless it says the A sound, as in neighbor and way. So I'm teaching the rule, I before E except after C. I'm teaching the exception unless it says the A sound, as in neighbor and way. The second part requires you to include a little jingle, a little ditty, a little something to help the students remember the rule and its exception. Lucky for me, in my example, a little jingle already exists that we teach students. So you need to explicitly teach in your lesson plan the little jingle. In my particular case, we teach I before E except after C unless it says the A sound, as in neighbor and way. Okay, so those are the 3 parts of your lesson plan. You're teaching the rule, you're teaching the exception, and you're teaching a little jingle, a little way, a little something to help the students remember both the rule and the exception. So there you go. There's task 2 in a little bit of a nutshell for you. Still have questions? Still confused? Please contact one of us. I am Dr. Lori Pash. I am one of the course mentors. Kay Vanderberg is the other course mentor, and we would be delighted to reach out to you and offer any assistance we could possibly give as you work your way through ELT. Thanks for listening.